We walk the footsteps of our fathers, the trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my. Oh, sing of my Netherem. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for my Netherem. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my. Sing of my Netherem. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for my Netherem. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my. Sing of my Netherem. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for my Netherem. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legends fade to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. Welcome to Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Episode 15, chapters 45, 46, 47. We are getting it. We're doing it. Let's go. Over to Spurgy.
Hey, thanks for the intro, Echo. I appreciate it, man. I caught your title underneath. I'm just a regular adventurer today. It's time to roll the dice. At one point, I think I knew how to say that in the old tongue because, it's repeated a few times. Yeah, I know. What a nerd, right? And to me, I know I'm getting already, we're derailed, but to me, it's like almost akin to the Klingon or Elfish or any of those things. There's an old tongue in this series, and a lot of people work out a lot of phrases, and I don't know if the whole language is deciphered, but there is a nice chunk, which I find hilarious. If there's a second,
yourself and Annie something real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you kind of.
Oh no, absolutely, it's the whole part.
Either of you got like religious or personal beliefs against tattoos? I don't think Spurg does, but I just want to double check.
No, absolutely not.
No, I have a tattoo.
Okay, cool. So when we go Vegas, I'm up for a Wheel of Time tattoo, by the way, just as a heads up. I wouldn't mind a second one. So yeah, get your thinking caps on if you're up for it.
I'm down.
Fuck off, Lou. Lou, you loser. Stand with your family. Sorry.
I know, right? Being a family man, what a dork.
I'm sorry that I don't like people enough to make the trip.
Imagine not spending $1,200 to come to Vegas to hang out with a bunch of losers who listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Terrible waste of money.
I'm troubled. I don't like certain people, so I wouldn't make that trip.
Fair enough, man. We could talk about that here in a little bit. Let's speaking of traveling. Let's continue on to traveling here. Hey, look at that segue. Almost landed it. And chat, thank you guys for joining. I see Light Blinded Idiot. Light Blinded Fool. I can't even read that far away. Bonan's here. What up, Bonan? And Steve, Matt, Dave, and along with everybody else. Chapter 45. what follows in shadow? So chapter 44 ended with everybody in the ways, and they were like traveling up and up, and we were on an island. Loyal's leading everybody through this now corrupted pocket dimension of a way to travel through Randland here, and it was created by the male Aes Sedai at the breaking of the world. They were tainted with their magic, and the ways are also decaying, and all our party is braving these dark ways. Where we had left off, Rand was marveling at the infinite. Like, they went up this spiral staircase that led from one round island to another round island directly right above it, and it's impossible. They were at a bridge, which we left at a literal cliffhanger because the bridge is broken, and that's where Rand is right now. He's looking over the edge of that bridge, and he's looking down into the infinite. A stone falls over, and he doesn't hear it hit the ground. He takes his pole lantern, dips it down there. It barely lights anything. He looks at the bridge. Well, he notices it's just darkness above and below and all around. And underneath the bridge, he wanted to see what was holding it up. Turns out it's nothing. There is impossible physics going on here. Nothing is holding that bridge up. And Nynaeve, being Nynaeve, complains to Moraine about, oh, great, so now we got to go back to Camlin, right? And Moraine, oh, wait, one more thing before before our traditional Nynaeve complaint. Rand feels the gravity pull at him. Like, he's looking over the edge, and he can feel that pull. Has that happened to you guys ever? Because I heard Annie pre-show talking about a ladder. I do not like going up on ladders. I do not like crossing bridges. My hands start to sweat. My knees get real weak. It's very strange. It is probably the only thing I'm actually afraid of. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that?
I have never experienced the Call of the Void, which is what I believe that's called, where you're like at the top and you want to lean over and your body just tells you, like, jump, do it.
Yep.
I've never experienced that. Usually when I'm at that position, I'm like, okay, don't fuck up or I'm dead. That's usually my instinct.
Luke?
Wow. All I can say is wow.
I'm telling you. I guess that's a no.
No.
What about you, Akko? Any fears like that?
Yes. I don't have a fear of it. I just have an irrational feeling when I'm in a situation where there's a crack that you could fall down and definitely die down, to be like, what if I just kind of went? Or like, if you're really high up, you're like, what if I just climbed and jumped or what have you? And it's the same with like trains or I think I'm not supposed to live. I don't think I'm meant to be for this world, because my brain's like, you could just jump in front of that, and I'm like, whoa, no.
Oh,
no,
so you do experience that? Yeah. So nope,
Yeah,
I do not.
no,
I have that survival instinct where I'm like, no.
Yeah. No, but I don't have any fear, which is maybe worse. I'm not scared of heights or anything. I'm like, it's fine.
So, fun fact, I guess we will never take Spurg on an adventure to New Orleans across that 24-mile bridge.
I will be staring straight ahead with my eyes forward the entire time.
But here's the problem.
It's like what you said. I feel I get an inherent feeling like I'm going to be scooped up and pushed over the edge.
So
like
that
a wind or the hand of God is going to just like, hey, there you go. And it's like pulling me. It's like almost like wanting me to resolve the gravity distance. It's weird.
Mine's slightly more psychopathic than that, because I don't feel like something's going to do it to me. I'm just like, I could do that.
I'm compelled to do it.
I was going to take you to Grand Canyon. We're going to walk on that glass bridge. I did that last time I was out there.
Dude.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I haven't done that.
It's a really long trip.
I haven't been to the Grand Canyon since I was 2.
Never been there. Don't care.
We should rob a bank and do a helicopter trip over it instead. Expensive.
Oh man.
So that particular bridge I'm talking about, buddy, is surrounded by nothing but water. So looking straight is water. Looking to the side is water. So you're going to be scared shitless.
That's something I have yet to experience, is being out in the ocean and seeing nothing but blue horizon. That kind of does have a little bit of a... Dude, my hands are sweaty just talking about it. You guys can't see my glass top on me.
It's not an ocean, it's a lake.
So back to the book, because now I gotta get my brain back. You were now I'm not. low energy now. Let me tell you. Nynaeve is complaining to Moraine about having to go back to Camelin. Now we got to go back to Camelin. Mm-hmm. And Moraine is like, no. Loyal says, no, I can find another path, because Moraine said, can you? Yes, I can. He suggests an alternate route, and that the ways are decayed. They could be decaying right behind them. Moraine reassures him a bit, like, no, look at the bridge. It's been decaying like this for years. This didn't just happen. It's not like an instant crumble thing. It's been a slow. So Moraine is reassuring him, and he's like, oh, sure. All right. We'll find an alternate route. Like maybe to Tarvalin. Hey, you know that Steading Shangtai is only 3 bridges away. Faldara, Loyal. Faldara. He's like just so resigned to it. It's one of my favorite things about him.
She missed the trick. She should have been like, don't be so hasty to give up on this. Loyal.
Yeah, exactly. Start busting his chops about that. You hasty humans. That's one thing on the bingo card / drinking game is hasty. So Loyal starts finding the alternate path, and he's like,
that's racist of him. We have to be hasty. We only have X amount of years to live.
You're right. He's 90 and considered a teenager. I don't know if I'm spoiling that. I don't remember if they mentioned that in the inn or not. It's been
He did say he's 90, and he was saying that's not considered. He doesn't say teenager, but he says it's not considered old.
And I say teenager. It's just it is a matter of perspective. He's 90. That's old to us.
He's like Rand's age, essentially, I think, is the gist we're supposed to
Yeah, and still also very naive to the world. It's great. So naive Rand, speaking... Naive, that's right. Rand hears Loyal's resignation and discomfort about all this, and sort of wanting to kind of go back home a little bit, or at least to a steading. So Rand tries to comfort him and says, Loyal, as soon as this is over, you can come to the 2 rivers. We'll hang out. Come see your steading, and we'll walk. We're not going to take the ways, that garbage. Even if it takes all summer, we'll hang out and just be regular. And Loyal, cynical, says, when do you think this is going to be over, Rand? Ever? What are you, stupid? He just basically squashes that bubble of positivity for Rand.
I really like that. It kind of reminded me of the readers of being like, you guys stupid. This isn't going to end anytime soon. He's like, don't you know how these books end, Rand? You're not going through.
Yeah. Rand, or Loyal seems to know that he's at the peak of a long story. This is going to be history. Loyal has that foresight. Some shit's going to happen and I'm going to tag along. 3 Ta'Veren. Exactly. That's number 2 on the drinking game / bingo card. So as they move on, there is some nice descriptions through. It's Rand is getting lost in the blackness and his thought. But the new path causes them to have to camp for the night. So they set up a nice little camping area. Lan, or is it Egwene or Nynaeve? One of them breaks out a nice little stove, and Lan explains it's used for specifically when you can't have a fire and have smoke like that. And it gets just hot enough to make tea. They pitch their lanterns in a way around the camp. They're all having a nice little tight circle there. Loyal drops more lore of the ways. There used to be grass for sleeping on, and there was apples to eat. You would be able to just walk through and stroll. It was beautiful. And Perrin makes a remark of, "There's no good hunting," and then like it was just an errant thought, like a stray thought that came to him, and he was like, "Oh, did I say that out loud? My bad." And the girls, I think it's Nynaeve, maybe Egwene, notices that it's foul in there, and they can feel the dirty taint on themselves, and they don't like it very much. But they're sitting in a very tight circle. It's a nice quiet dinner. Because it's uncomfortable and not a great feeling. It's dinner in silence until Moraine breaks it with, I don't think Tom is not dead. I think he's all right. And everybody's kind of shocked, like, why do you think he's not dead? I mean, he fought that fade. What happened? And he's like, well, when we stopped in White Bridge, nobody said that the Gleeman was dead, and that would be big news. And he's also part of the pattern. And so I expect to see him at a later date. Any thoughts up until this point? Yes, Echo. I see you.
Sorry, I'll hijack it. I was just going to say, it kind of felt again like Robert Jordan's like, I'm just going to talk to the audience real quick throughout this chapter and just tell them if you.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that guy earlier on that I kind of insinuated was that he's going to be around, so don't worry. Like, keep remembering him because he's going to pop up soon at some point, I assume. Where I can like, oh, okay, thanks for that random comment. Like what I said about Loyal earlier, kind of going, you're not going back to Two Rivers. Like, okay, of course. So this book isn't going to end with them heading back home. Then apparently, we're getting told that it's not going to be like done, job gone. So yeah,
right. No, you're not getting to wash your hands of this one that easy. You know, it's very interesting because even still this early on, they want to get home. Like I'm. As soon as we're done here, we're done here. You know, and that's kind of not what's happening. Let me close this.
I'm sorry, I'm just dirty taints.
I know, that's it. They want to get that taint right washed and cleaned off of them. Let me make that big so
now
I can see everybody better. Yay.
Dirty. They haven't had a proper bath in a while.
Real quick. There are dirty taint jokes going on in the chat. That's another thing that you can drink or put on the bingo card is how many times we say that one. So
I think they changed the name of that in their show, by the way, just to give Lou a little bit of a shout out. I don't think they call it the taints in the show. I'm a double check.
Really? So
yeah, they changed the name of it, and I remember being like, that's kind of wise, I guess. But yeah, sorry, you ask Annie, I'll find.
Yeah, up until this point, like, you know. Again, like they're bringing up Tom, like he's part of the pattern. We already knew that chapters ago. This didn't kind of need to happen, but more parts of the pattern kind of thing. Is that getting annoying yet?
Annoying, no. But it is nice that the book is trying to confirm that Tom isn't dead because at this point we've just gone off of no body, no death, and Gil said, "Well, I don't think he's dead." So it's been circumstantial at best. However. To play devil's advocate, the Murdral could have just taken the corpse. There's no reason that he just killed Tom and left his body just there. Maybe he killed Tom and just took the body. So Tom could still be dead.
But for what reason?
So he doesn't stir up a frenzy and let people know that there was a Murdral in town. So he just kills Tom and takes the corpse. So that way nobody knows.
Well, I would also argue that the Trollocs would eat him.
Yeah, and food. There you go. I mean, yeah, sweet. So Tom's still dead. Damn, sucks.
Yeah. Let's try to get away. What should we do? Leave the corpse behind or carry it through the city? I don't know. What would draw more attention? I'm not too because a fade can disappear, right? Essentially, Spurg, like in a shadow or something.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. They do seem to be able to. It's never really given to us.
I don't think can do that with corpses. Maybe they can. Yeah, it's not.
I think it's implied that they have like hyper stealth while in shadows.
Yes.
At least that, if not the actual like in and out of shadows, like they can just like slide in and out of anywhere that's a shadow kind of thing, which I think is neat. So Tom isn't dead, and it's also explained he's part of the pattern. Well, how do you know he's part of the pattern? Min had a viewing. Who's Min? Moraine goes on to say Min has many of viewings, and I'm glad I re-listened to this because I made notes and I hope I didn't miss it because this was such a great. This upcoming little bit here was some of my favorite in this book so far. So Moraine is explaining that there were many of viewings, and then Matt goes, "Well, how did you know she had any viewings?" From what I remember, Min spent her whole time looking at Rand, and Egwene goes, "Oh." You know, and it starts.
I thought they were supposed to be bros. What the fuck, dude?
And it gets worse though here, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, Perrin, that my boy Perrin right here, sticks up for Rand a little bit, but Rand says, "I only talked to her like once," and Perrin's like, "Yeah, you know, she was in Bearlawn. She was like a barmaid. We had to talk to her, not like how you had to talk to Aram, right?" And Egwene nearly spits up her tea. You know, like, my boy just saved Rand, no problem. You know, the guy that you danced with, like a bird, right? That's what you said. He danced like a bird. And again, yeah, that's it right there. I'm laughing my ass off because this is a perfectly comical scene that added levity to me. And Rand is like, oh, thank God, Perrin. That feels good, man. This is what I wrote, you know? Because, like, he's like, finally, I win one against the ladies. Because, like, Egwene was very embarrassed. Like, her cheeks were red, you know, like. But then here you go. Just like you said, Matt's supposed to be a bro. But is he? Nope. Throws Rand right under the horse cart by saying, yeah, but what about Els, that farmer daughter that back in when we were walking through Camelin?
Oh, y'all. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and I missed one part because Perrin got Egwene real
they
good.
said you were wrong about the mom.
Man, the mom and daughter wanted that threesome.
Yeah, and he stopped defending me by pointing out my actual point to Lou. Lou's like, see, proof, Rand did like the girl. It's like, yeah, no one was disputing that. It was the threesome with the mum you were talking about.
Yeah. This isn't Kiki Mickeline.
And
yeah,
even Matt saw it. Matt saw it daggered up and all.
But like, I missed one part because Perrin was going at Egwene a bit, and she's like, "Oh, it's time for bed," and then Matt throws Rand under the bus, and then he goes, "Oh, it's time for bed." You know, like neither Egwene nor Rand want to continue this conversation because they're both embarrassed. But in later chapters, there is a little bit. I'm glad I remember. With Egwene and Rand, and we'll get to that. But yeah, no, Perrin. That was one of the moments that made me really like Perrin. He stuck up for his way, and it also made me like, man, you're big mouth. Shut up, quit making drama. And even more so, they all lay down to go to sleep, and the boys do girl talk laying there. I think Matt starts it out. He's like, "Was Min really pretty? I mean, I kind of remember her." And I remember her being cute. What do you think? And Rand was like, oh no, earlier in front of Egwene, he's like, oh, Min, she wears pants and cuts her hair like a boy. Ugh, you know, like trying to be all dismissive about it, but you know he wasn't.
And she's not even that beautiful. It's like, you lost it right at the end there, Randy. So close.
Right.
It's like, fuck.
She's not that pretty. You know? Oh, so she's a little pretty, eh? But then Perrin, right behind Matt, goes, yeah, but what about Els? Was she pretty? And then Rand goes, you guys are worse than women, basically. And like, I can't even talk to a woman? Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you people?
Typical women.
Right. So the boys try to fall asleep. They find it very hard to fall asleep because the environment around them. Moraine makes her way around the camp, tries to reassure them. Your dreams will be safe here. You're close to me. I will do my best to protect you. I can't remember if it was Nynaeve or Egwene that mentioned, I think it was Nynaeve. She was like, can't you set a ward like you did? And Moraine explains, no, I can't. Because it would just be like a big signal to anybody who is around here. It's not a smart move. Believe me, I'm doing what I can. I do like that Nynaeve questions Moraine. Oh, Echo, please.
Maybe I just took it a different way, especially with the taint. But she was essentially saying anything that I use in here feels wrong. You know, like the taint's so
yes.
So she's like, I'm not 100% sure what I do in here. I wouldn't dare use the power. So essentially, I don't think she's saying because it will draw attention. Like that might be another reason. But I think when she explains it, she's kind of like, I don't want to use it in here because I'm pretty sure what I will try to do will come across
become corrupted.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a good point to reason that out. Thank you, Echo, because that's exactly what would happen, huh? I mean, that's what's happening to the ways themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Luigi, it's all about dirty taints. It's an undercover double entendre book. It's actually
what a surprise! What a surprise! Luigi's got a lowered tone. Oh, are there any farts in this book? No. Shut up, Luigi.
And listen. Oh, it's over there. I have fart books. I'm not above fart jokes. Oh, so after they sleep, you know, they it's a normal sleep, no dreams, no craziness. Very nice. They're back in the saddle. Lou's favorite meal, bread, meat, and cheese in the saddle on the way out.
They lick
Lan
their
mentions
finger when they're done.
Another another one of those descriptions that just gets thrown around a lot.
If they have bread, meat, and cheese, why didn't they just make sandwich?
They probably did. Who knows?
They've not invented those yet, Annie. Unfortunately,
yes,
book 9.
That's
book 9. They invent sandwiches. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good
What
to know.
if we
I have something to
stack it
look forward
all?
to finally.
They have
No
toast
meat,
in book 5 though.
no
so keep an eye
sandwich,
out
but
for
a
it.
bunch of taint. Go figure.
Like, you,
I said
just
figure,
so low brow.
Mm-hmm.
Lan notices that they're being followed. Dun, dun, dun. And immediately after Lan tells everybody they're being followed, Matt picks up an arrow and shoots directly at the direction that they think they're being followed from. And Lan tells him, "Cut that out, you wool-headed idiot."
Just goes to kill the first person he sees. It's like, Matt, calm down. Jesus.
He basically drew a gun and started shooting for no reason.
He has no chill.
Yeah, exactly. Zero chill.
Don't worry, I got him. It's like that was our pack horse that was following behind. Jesus.
So there's speculations on who could be following, and it's like, well, who else would be down here that would be, friendly? And Matt basically says, and Lan says, well, we are for one. We're down here. Somebody else could be down here legitimately. They might have followed, which is exactly what happened. And Loyal's like, no, the Ogier use the ways, but they don't anymore because they're sensible. And Loyal has no sense. Or Loyal.
Oh, Jesus, that's Gollum.
Oh no, it's definitely Gollum.
Yeah, I 1,000,000% had that, by the way, as a reference to say later. Another Lord of the Rings thing, literally skulking behind them in the mines of Moria.
Yes,
and
exactly.
There's one conversation where they go, who is it? And he's like, he's a wretched fool. Someone should kill him. No, blah, blah. It's like, shut up, Frodo. Shut up, Gandalf. All right? Just leave it out.
Yeah. I know exactly where you're going to go with that reference too. I got another one right at the end of this chapter. It's great. It's very much parallels. And like Blinded Fool mentioned, Egwene being a sideways of Guinevere from King Arthur. I don't want to use the word steal, but Robert Jordan basically steals a lot of lore from everywhere. So you're definitely going to catch it, but it's so different enough that it does come off as its own, which is kind of nice.
I don't think stealing is the right word.
No, appropriating. How about that? He's culturally appropriating.
Will we even go there? He's just putting his own twist on it.
Yes, very much so. It's a cover song.
It does have a braid.
It's an amalgamation interpretation.
Yeah.
Ooh, yay. I like it rhymes as well. Lan cannot discern who is following him, good or bad. He doesn't know. Usually he can kind of detect frolics or fades from a distance. He knows when it's like a dark presence is coming, thanks to the water bond. And
but
Moraine,
in the void, they can't figure it out because that
Correct.
dirty taint won't let them.
And if he's not troubling us, we're not going to trouble them because no time. If Matt's still here, there was literally a no time meme reference in the book. So they move on. And as they're moving on, they get to another island where they notice that it's all scarred up. It looks like some shit happened here. The guide stones are wrecked. There's like deep scarring in the stone. And it turns out that there were Trollocs in the ways. Oh no. And we get Moraine reasons out that's how they got to the two rivers, was through the ways. And how they were able to amass an army outside of Camelin without anybody knowing. They just kind of were pouring out, but they don't know all the ways, all the paths through the ways. So, it's very pointed. They see dead Trollocs and some of them are like stone and they were like melted in or something like that. And somebody pukes in the background. We don't know who yet. And so they are very upset. Nynaeve is very upset at Moraine's calmness at all this because she's like, holy shit, something happened. And Moraine's like getting the knowledge together and reasoning things out. And she's not necessarily calm, but being pragmatic and analytical, where Nynaeve is like, ugh, very much.
Moraine doesn't often get emotional, but like you said, I wouldn't necessarily call her calm in this situation. She's being stoic.
Definitely pushing it down for sure. And again, throughout this entire next couple chapters, Nynaeve is just kind of like chipping at Moraine the whole time, every little bit.
Push her off the side, let her fall to her death.
Right, that's could have ended it all right here, huh?
Oops, I couldn't see where I was going. I pushed her by mistake.
So real quick, okay,
yes.
If we're ever in a scenario where we've got to kind of rely on each other, can we all agree to not let Lou in that group? Because he's literally just said the one person who constantly says he's like, I'll just push her off the side, then I won't have to deal with her anymore. It's like, yeah, idiot.
I'm talking about Nynaeve, bro. Nynaeve is the most
very likely to fight
woman in this book.
Well, he just shoved the wisdom off. Okay, bye, Nynaeve.
Get rid of her. Fuck off, bitch. We got an Aes Sedai. She can heal us.
So Moraine reasons out that the male Aes Sedai who built the ways probably built traps against dark entities, and that's more than likely what had happened here, and that's what caused all of this. And apparently, it was Matt that was vomiting because he was wiping his mouth and was like, very upset about all this as well. The party takes careful movement onward because now they're aware of these laid traps that might be there. Rand is they're all traveling. Rand's kind of like noticing again that they're just moving through. It's more darkness, more bridges, and he's fantasizing about getting back out of here finally. And he feels a little bit of wind, and he's like, "Oh, that's nice. It'd be nice to be out of here and feel the wind on the wind." Hey, Loyal, didn't you say there was no wind or weather here in the old ways? And I goes, yeah, that's right. There's no weather. That's why it's weird that these stones are all decaying because, they weren't weather worn. It's just decay. Well, I'm feeling a little bit of a breeze, aren't you? Loyal's like, oh, shit. It's the Blackwood. It's Mashin Chin. Like a subscribe? No, not that Manchichi. It's the Mashin Chin. And so they worry a lot. Moraine says to Loyal, how far away are we from where we need to be? Loyal says, about 2 bridges. I'm pretty sure it's 2 bridges. And so Moraine, hurry up. Let's go. Let's get this shit on. Hasty is beyond their need right now. Loyal gallops off, reads it this way. Moraine doesn't even bother to check up on him to make sure. They just kind of start heading out. Loyal's galloping on a horse now, by the way. It was described as that he turns and reads this way. He's straight. It's an attitude change from him. He went from being this I'm chill Loyal to cracking the whip. We got to get the fuck out of here because
it's that Lord of the Rings moment where Gandalf says, "Run, you fools!"
Yes, exactly. The Mashin Chin is closing in. Loyal's worried because people who came out, even with Aes Sedai healing, they were mad. It's crazy. He's very upset about this as well.
Can I correct Lou? I had to just Google it real quick, but it's fly you fools. It's not run you fools.
Fly you fools.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Idiot.
You had to Google it. You didn't have to Google it. You knew it.
I had to double check. I knew, but I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself and be wrong to Lou.
I say run.
Excuse me.
You distracted Spurg. Now he can't get back on track.
Congesting a little bit. So they are making their way through. Mashin Chin is closing in. They finally find the way gate. Oh no! But the key is gone. Where's the Avendesora leaf? Thank you. It was run in America? Run. I wonder if it's different. Now I love to do that.
No, it wasn't. Luigi's trash.
I know, right?
Shut up, little fart box.
They find the gate, but the key is gone. Oh no! This is the good part for Lou, because Moraine starts channeling with her staff. Woo! And she slowly starts basically blowtorching open this stone gate. Did I say that right? Blah 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 blah. And it slowly it's going. Matt's a bit nervous. It's moving. They can feel the wind closing in. For some reason, Moraine shouts, "Done." Well, half done because she's only half done.
So did she turn her staff into a lightsaber here?
I was thinking more along the lines of a flamethrower or like a real tight lightsaber would probably be more accurate because of it. It's cutting. It's like a straight beam, just melting stone. By the way, thousands of millennia year old stone, wrecking ancient history.
Yeah, but with regards to the actual, like, I think she's already mentioned this, but it's just kind of like a tool to focus on. So it's just a piece of wood, like. What she's doing is using her power and like giving the power off melting lava or whatever at the front of that staff, but it's not actually turning it into anything.
No, right, correct. Yes, I didn't mean to be rudely
I was just saying. No. I mean, just because with regards, they've got magical powers. So Annie's like, well, I don't know what the limits are. Like, she could literally turn her stuff into something, couldn't she? No,
I think you took what I said too literally. I was just meaning that's what she appropriated her staff to be in that moment. She was using it basically like a lightsaber, where they're cutting through a blast door.
Yeah, like Yoda.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
And this is where I was going to make that Lord of the Rings reference, where you shall not pass, because this is where Moraine's using her staff. She's cutting the door open. They're all watching the gate. Lan uses the warhorse Mondarb, great horse by the way, to kind of shoulder check the big stone slab, because Rand was like, cool. Oh, if we all push, maybe we could do it, maybe. But Mondarb gets it. And the gates open, and Rand slaps Bella on the ass, the horse, and Egwene goes through, I think, right behind Lan. I think Lan went through first to make sure everything's okay on the other. I'm not sure. Somebody went through first. Egwene was second, then everybody else.
I think Lan couldn't help but go through, right? Because he essentially
the way he was
using the horse as a weapon, which then followed through to the other side, kind of thing.
Got it.
So he couldn't really help but go through first.
Oh, fun fact: Mondar means blade in the old tongue.
Yes,
I got
sure does.
So again, like, Rand makes his exit and it's kind of quick, so we get that description going.
It means that or win by 2, one or the other, right? In the old
time. See, you're doing it again. Now I'm thinking about making fun of that. I can't help myself.
Stop derailing the show, Echo.
That you're all right. Because we got short chapters this week. Rand exits. It's like super cold going through, but even when he gets out of the gate, it's super cold. They're watching the gate. Mashinchin, the Black Wind, wants to leave, and it keeps coming out of it's like trying to push its way out, but can't quite leave. It's like out of this bubble field holding it back. And we get like the super creepy voices. And this is why I really like the audiobook, because the narrator here really reads it out and makes it super creepy. Do you guys got opinions on that one? Because he's like, he does it well, and I can't say what he says, but I remember sing your screams, the blood so sweet, sickly sweet, blah, blah, blah. Like he's going through all of that. It's super creepy. I really enjoyed it. What did you guys think? Annie Lou and then Mr. Echo.
It sounded like he was about to start Joker monologuing. So, pretty good. Randomly, the wind is just being like, not only am I wind, I'm evil speech. Woo. So,
right.
At least it's more interesting than the last random evil entity we found.
Oh, for me, all I kept thinking was Mon Chi. Enough for you and me.
Whenever it blows past you, that's what you hear instead of wind sounds.
Yeah. The Mon Chi's coming for you.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool, really, because it was kind of what we were talking about earlier, right, Spurg, with regards to, when you're in a difficult situation, some people kind of feel the urge to do different things or feel like different things are going to happen to it. And it's obviously a massively exaggerated version of that, mixed with evil, and it's kind of like, what even is this? And they're like, I don't really know. Was it there before? I don't really know. All their answers are like, we don't really know what this is. And it's quite cool because you're like, yeah, it's kind of like talking to them. It's kind of like getting in their mind. It's fucking with them. And we kind of have stuff like that already with like the what's he fucking called?
The dreams.
Yeah, the dreams with Beelzemon or whoever it's supposed to be. We kind of have that already, but now we've just got this creepy fucking wind kind of being like, yeah, I'm gonna like slit your throat and drink your blood, and you're like, oh, cool, creepy, and all this stuff. So yeah, I thought it was pretty a great addition because he does it so well as well, the narrator. But yeah, that don't happen too often either, does it? That kind of shit. So it's pretty.
Yeah, that's if I was reading this for myself, I wouldn't have done it that well, so it's nice to have somebody kind of perform it at you and give it a little bit more life than I would have. And yeah, it's like it's a bunch of souls or something, right? Like there's multiple voices in there. It's really weird. Yes. Sorry.
Since it like lives in the ways, I'm going to confidently say that it's, this isn't the only time we're going to encounter it. So that's pretty neat that it's definitively set up to be something they have to worry about. Unless they can find a way to cleanse it out of the ways in one of the books, which would be convenient.
Yep, that would be convenient.
Gonna cleanse that taint.
Yeah, so they cleanse it and then they go through and it's just like, oh, you look really good today, Rand. Oh, you're having a lovely day.
It's all complimentary.
Horrible things. It's like, oh, you take a rest. Go sleep on that grass over there. Go on, lad. Good boy. Like, oh,
it's now instead of being it's a comforting wind. Now it's comforting. No, it's creepy, right? Oh, you look so nice sleeping like that, just stroking your head. Jeez. Our party feels relief after getting out of that gate. They see that the Manchichi was trying to escape, and it didn't, and it went back inside. So Moraine explains that place is entirely corrupted, and she looks at her now charred staff, and chucks it to the ground. So there you are, Lou. The staff is over. It's done. Yay. The meme is done. You threw it away. And no joke, on the subreddit, it is a meme. There's like flair for some of your posts, and one of them is Moraine's staff. So I'm pretty sure everybody feels similar about the staff thing like you do it, and that's also why Robert Jordan probably decided to dump it later, because it is a little too much. And back to what Echo was saying, Egwene was, well, what is it? It's a soul-stealing wind. What is it really, though? And Moraine said it could be spawned from the decay of the waste. It could be just something that appeared from we don't even know how deep the ways are. But it is assumed that it came from it could be a parasite. That was the other one that I thought was pretty good.
It's just a 1,000-year-old fart that breathes like.
I think if I had to guess at it, it's all the people that have gotten lost in the ways. They do become decayed, and then their soul literally just blows around on some sort of astral current that is in there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think that's kind of where they're going with it. I think Annie's probably the closest in terms of it's a parasite there which does that with the souls, and it kind of combines together and kind of tries to add more to it for whatever reason. I did like the fact that when they were explaining it, they were kind of like, or it could be something from the Age of Legends that we just don't know about that was stuck in the ways, and you're like, oh yeah, shit. like we assume it was built in the ways or it was like born in the way. It's like, no, it could just be something from the ways that was stuck in there and can't get out and has survived all this time. And you're like, oh fuck, all right, yeah, fair play. Yeah, it could be that as well.
Excellent explanation too, Annie. I appreciate that, because it also explains why they can't get out, because they were lost and trapped, and so now they're just kind of bound to it, which is interesting to me. And that's what they say about it. So like they're not sure, but they know that it hates life. And Egwene is like, "Ooh, stop talking, please! It's scaring me." But Moraine says we can't leave this door open. That's not a good thing. People can walk in. Anything else can walk out. And Moraine also remarks that there is still worse things to face. Rand hears that, but I don't think the whole rest of the group does or was supposed to. Just kind of mumbles that under her breath. And that's what closes out chapter 45. Any final thoughts before we move on to 46 here? In the old round table, everybody?
I think I interrupted enough. Thanks.
Excellent. Yeah, okay. Same.
Go ahead, Annie.
Oh, no, go ahead, Lou. I think Annie's also...
45 worked
satisfied.
pretty good for me as far as visually listening, the show kind of did pretty well with this sequence. So
Excellent.
it was cool. And I like where we end up because I'm like, yeah, finally, fuck yeah.
So the first time that I watched this, that I listened to this over the weekend, I fell asleep listening to the 3 chapters. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. I knew I was probably going to fall asleep because I was trying to get to sleep. But I do remember when I was listening to it, I was kind of like, oh, okay, I wonder how long they're in the ways for, I wonder how long this drags on for. And when I realized that it was just that one chapter, I was like, that's pretty good. Because I double checked the chapters as well to make sure I hadn't accidentally added the wrong one on my playlist and I'd skipped ahead because I was hearing about the person that we're going to meet shortly. And when it was just the one chapter, I was like, okay, that's cool. That's plenty, not too much of that thing.
I was speculating before the episodes that they couldn't have spent probably more than like 7 or 8 hours, including that little nap they took.
Yeah, and they traveled pretty far. Thank you for finding that other map, Annie. Like I have a bunch, but most of them are from the book covers, and that's what that one that's hard to read is from the book cover. So having a more road mappy looking map, like something that's a little more modern looking, is nice. And you can see how far they went north. It's really far.
Yeah, I did just like a quick little bit of like map math, and the distance from Emmons Field all the way to Camelin, all that time they took, they made that distance plus an additional 10% of that distance from Camelin to the place they exit in under 8 hours. So they made over a month's journey in a minuscule fraction. So that's pretty good fast travel.
And they would have been out sooner had they not run into that cliffhanger bridge that from the previous chapter. So the ways are pretty nice, other than being corrupted and dying, and the Ogier have more sense than loyal to never use them. But if you can get away from the crazy black wind, then you're good. We don't know. But yes, it lets them out exactly where you said, far in the north to Fal Dara. We finally get out of the Waygate. It's cold. They notice that it's from Rand's perspective. The trees are sticking up like spiny little, barren trees. The grass isn't growing. It's brown. And Matt's like, well, where are we? Where do we come out at? We're safe, but where? And Lan answers, and Chris Mack just mentioned the Borderlands, Shinar. And the way Lan says it in the narrator, he says it like it's home. And it very much reminds me of, I can't remember his name, but in Apocalypse Now, they get to that beach, and Robert Duvall is the name of the actor, but he's like, someday this war's gonna end. And he's like sounding disappointed about how the war is gonna end. It's like Lan's back home. He's ready to do some shit. He's like, yeah, we're at the Borderlands. We're gonna do some shit. Yeah, I'm home. He's a tough ass dude. And we get a lot of Lan here in the next couple chapters as well. And he says, we're pretty close to the Blight. The Blight! Blood gnashes Matt with his fucking foul mouth. They're miles away from Fal Dara. Very, very close, but not close as they wanted to be. They notice that, Rand notices that some of the trees have these scars in them, that they're split, and Lan explains to him that the sap in the trees freeze and then splits the trees open, and you can hear it explode in the night like fireworks. It's great. And I think Matt says, it's cold here, man. What's going on? Is it wintertime or winter's past? What do you mean? And he's like, what do you mean winter's past? It's spring. This is a fine spring.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Of course, there's no stupid question.
There might be. Wait a sec. So does that actually happen in cold places in the real world as well with trees? They get so cold that they explode.
Oh.
I would imagine so. I have a
I assume because it happened there. I was kind of like, I guess that kind of happens in some really cold places, right?
Right. I have a pine tree that has sap, but the weird thing is woodpeckers feed on it. So the sap comes out of the center of the tree. It just doesn't freeze inside the tree, but I could see that. I think the point is that it's super cold.
Yeah.
To freeze the sap to get it to expand.
I get that. It's super cold.
But
I was just curious. Yeah.
Where's our Canadian friends? That's who we really need to ask.
According to Google, it says
according to Google.
Yeah. Google says yes, trees
go.
can absolutely snap in half or major limbs break due to freezing conditions. So yeah, it can happen.
That's super neat. And those are the things that I like that Robert Jordan kind of like sneaks in there. You know, he throws out horse terms a lot. Oh, Perrin's riding his dun stallion. And you're like, you know, he could have just said horse, but he gives you exactly what the horse looks like and is in 2 words. It's kind of nice. And it's just in passing. And Lan is like explaining to them, you know, it's been extra harsh the past couple winters. Oh, lost my place again. But cold freezes, fine winter. Lan meant that's what I didn't want to miss. Lan mentions it's warm in the Blight. Even though it's freezing cold there on the other side of the Borderlands, Matt's complaining about the cold. He's like, don't you worry about it. It's warm in the Blight. Oh God, the Blight, blood and ashes. I don't even want to deal with that. But as they move on, they quicken they're heading towards Faldara because they got time to travel. As they move through, they notice farms that they come upon and that there's nobody around. Maybe a stray chicken. Nothing else is really going on. We get really good descriptions through here. I don't remember any of them because I did this early Monday morning. But I remember making a note. One description
is Matt goes, they left probably right before winter because the barn door. The girls say no, they left before that because that curtain in the window is like a springtime curtain. And then I believe it's Perrin who comes, no.
Yeah.
I sense the rust in the doorways and all this other shit. And Land's like, I can't even.
No, on the scythe. It was rust on the scythe. And then Rand notices and he goes, I couldn't even fucking see. He says, and he said, I couldn't even see that. And I got better eyes than you because I used to be better than you at like spotting rabbits. So he knows something's happening with Perrin as well, like beyond the eyes.
I was deliberately being the good descriptions about the empty farms, but yes, that's Moraine starts to quicken her pace because it's empty. Nynaeve and Egwene notice the details about the thinner summertime curtains being left in the windows, and Perrin notices the rust on the scythe. And Matt grumbles about it, about how far away it is, and how Perrin can see it and he can't. Like, dude, what's wrong with you? And Rand still questions, but why did they leave? Why did everybody just pack up and go? Because there's no evidence of violence. They weren't chased out. They weren't, there was just a reason to go somewhere. And again, Rand is internalizing. He gives an out to loyal Nynaeve and Egwene. It's like, listen, man, something really bad is happening here. And if you guys just want to stay in Faldara as, us 3 boys and the warder and Moraine go up to the Eye of the World, you guys can just chill. And we'll take care of things. We'll do our best to help it out. I know you're part of the pattern. Maybe just being close enough, that'll work. If you're in proximity, it'll be okay. I see you smiling over there, Annie. Any comment for that? What do you think?
Trying to dump the broads.
But see, here's the thing. This is where I think the show kind of faltered because Nynaeve gives... Well, here's the thing. Loyal says the same thing I wrote down. But we get a little bit of Green Man lore. And Nynaeve and Egwene are part of the pattern. Like, it's Taviran, it's like, dude, we're here because you're pulling us along. We kind of don't have a choice, even though we know we have a choice.
I think it's quite good, though, because as far as Rand knows, in the storyline, at least anyway, there isn't really any point for Nynaeve and Egwene. So he knows Egwene can become an Aes Sedai. And Perrin knows that she can light a little flame, off her own back. But that's about it, right? So it's kind of like a bit pointless them two going, as far as he's concerned, at that point. He's kind of like, it's nice, like, thanks for the support on that, but, at least I've got a sword and he's got an axe,
Exactly. And later on, because Lord Ogilmar did get mentioned at the end of the chapter. Lord Ogilmar has to come wall this up. I got to tell him. So that he does get introduced right there. You were mentioning, you heard his name. That's the first time we hear that name. Right. So Nynaeve, here's like in the chat they're talking about the show and how show's butchered and blah blah blah. This is an exact example of how to write the character the right way. Nynaeve bullies Rand a little bit, but reasons it to him. We know that this is your responsibility, but I watched you your whole life shirk responsibility, and now you're going to man up and go do this. Because you have to. What makes you think I'm going to shirk my responsibility and not go with you? It's a dead ass reason. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you get to go do the thing, and we get to be dismissed because I pull my part. Basically, she'll pull her weight is what she's saying. And both of them go with it. And then Matt definitely makes the notation that, she called us men. Like, Nynaeve, for all her faults, it does recognize that the boys are growing. And is seeing that Rand is trying to be a grown adult here by giving them the choice. But Nynaeve is also slightly upset because even if she had it, she isn't going to take it. So as that conversation's going on, they ride into town. They finally make it to the town / fort, apparently, of Faldara. Lan tells everybody to take their hood down. You can't hide your face here because of certain reasons. Fades and stuff wear hoods all the time to hide their face. And I think it's Nynaeve. Yes, and I think Nynaeve makes the joke, is everybody here that good looking that they have to show their face? Another kind of like passing joke. I think Lan just kind of shrugs off. They get warm welcome into the town. Yes. It's Lan specifically. It's a very packed city. Somebody mentions to Lan, hi, Daishan. Is the Golden Crane going to fly soon? Is the banner of the Golden Crane coming? And, of course, he ignores that. The city's packed full of disheveled farmers. More like, not necessarily Moraine, but they know Lan here. He's getting like hellos from like, guards and people who are to do around town a little bit. They go into an inner courtyard, dismount off the horses. In this courtyard, it's even crowded there. It's not as crowded, but it's a different kind of crowded. There is a forge going where they're making armor and steel works. There's people make fletching on it. The fletchers are putting on their arrows, and like it's busy. They're working. They're gearing up for something. And we get a description of the town that it's basically squared. It's functional. It's squared up stonework. There's nothing pretty about this place. It's made to hold. So it's a very different style of place to be from where we've been, like Whitebridge or Baerlon. The other person who's getting a lot of attention is Loyal. They know him. Glory be to the Builders. And lots of nice formal introductions to him as well. In the courtyard, somebody comes up, I think it's Ingtar, and lets Lan know that as soon as they were spotted, that Lord Agilmar was informed that they were coming, and now he's waiting. Mm-hmm. Like they were on it. Guess who's here? All right, they already made time, so there's an escort to Agilman right there. And again, the person speaking with Lan, are you here to raise the banner? Are we ready to go? What's going on? Are we ready? So there's something going on there a little bit. Lan and Ingtar, it is Ingtar. That's right. Good, I wrote it down. They have a nice talk and a chat, and so are things really that bad? And Ingtar's trying to it's not that bad really, and Lan kind of susses it out. He's like, oh really? And it shocks Ingtar a bit. He's like, oh, he did hear what I was saying, but he's like, it's never been, no more worse than it has been anywhere else in the Borderlands. More Trolloc grades throughout the winters than usual, but it's happening everywhere, which tells Lan that there's more activity everywhere throughout the entirely too cold winter. They are escorted up into a room where Lord Agilmar will be in shortly. We get a nice armory description. Like everywhere they go, it's Texas law. Like there's a gun in arm's reach or like they're ready to go at the drop of a hat. Like they are waiting at any moment for something to happen. It's not that they're on edge. They just know there's a raid coming. Gear up, and they have to do it very quickly.
They give a good description early on when they're kind of describing the kids and they're like, the kids are just more quiet than the adults are. You grow up knowing, this isn't a place to mess around and, kind of like have fun. It's kind of like, no, we're here to get ready for the next fight, essentially. So that was quite interesting. The only noise really was coming from the animals.
Yes. Real quick. Another one of these things. Robert Jordan was very progressive for his time. Times have changed now. His views on some things are outdated for today. Very true. These books started out in the very early 90s, but the joke here is see spanking. There is a few instances later in the book. I don't want to spoil too much, but it is not necessarily a fetish thing. It is a disciplinary thing or a joking thing in one case. We finally get to meet Lord Agilmar. And there are extremely formal introductions. Again, glory be to the builders. And there's some more old tongue. I'm not worthy. And there's like an exchange there. A very big exchange with Lan. Another exchange with Moraine Sedai. Thank you, Sedai, for coming. They talk of travel and how they got there. And Moraine explicitly says, we're here. I ask for one night stay. I don't want to stay very long. We got shit to do. I'm just here to check in with you and tell you about that thing that we did. And Agilmar says, I need you here, though. I need you. One Aes Sedai out there can make all the difference. And Lan, you're the diadem battle lord of Malkir, the Lord of the Seven Towers. Like, we get a whole description for Lan in his title that we hadn't really heard so much yet. It's been alluded to a little bit.
Can I preemptively call out what's his name? Lord I want to say Agilmar, but that's not right.
Agilmar. I think it's with an O.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is so indecisive with stuff. So at the beginning, he's kind of like, you'd be worth like 1,000 lances. And then he's like, whereas you would bring like 1,000 people. And then later on, without spoiling it, he's kind of like, oh, you know what I could do? And it's like, I thought you really needed an Aes Sedai like 10 minutes ago. You really needed Lan to recruit an army for you. But I do like how he's very kind of like, okay, I'll just change on a dime. This is my new priority. I guess you kind of have to in the Borderlands, right? But
well, that's the thing. Yes, like he was like, oh, immediately he thinks that he can use both of their help locally right there. But then again, like the one night stay, and he's like, well, but I need you here. And he does. He tries to convince Lan by using his titles, and Lan looks at him. I'm a warder. I have to do what I got to do. The Seven Towers have been broken, and Malkir's dead. Boom. Just straight up, this kind of bitch smacks Agilmar with facts.
I don't have to defend no kingdom. My kingdom is dead.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you raise your crane sword and they will come.
That's what Agilmar's arguing. He's like, you can get people here, buddy. The Aes Sedai can do magic and kill stuff. Help me out now. And they're like, we got more important things to do. And they're not divulging what those are to him yet. So he's, understandably pushing, I need your help,
Essentially, are they trying to say to him that if they get the sword put back together, he will be the king of Middle-earth and people will fight for him? Is that essentially what they're trying to say?
Aragon!
That's what I heard.
Yes, Chris Mack. Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's a good comment. So Proud Ingtar, very Proud Ingtar, who would ride into the Blight and tell you he's going to hold back the entire border himself, is not as confident as Agilmar wants him to think he is. And Lan tells him it's pretty bad. And Agilmar asks Agilmar, how bad is it? And Agilmar fesses up, it's bad, dude. Things are getting bad. Which we saw on the way here. All the people reined in from their farms. They got to worry now. And that's the place where the main people come through. It's called Towerwind's Gap. That's like where they ride through. It's the biggest gap in the mountains where a lot of the Trollocs come down through. at the best of some fades. Fierce raids all winter long. The Trollocs are setting up camps. They're looming over. The village people think the world's ending. They're not far off. And Agomar again. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you said village people, so I obviously just had to repeat. Yeah. I had to throw it out there. So.
They're not having no dance time tonight, though. Because Agomar again begs Lan to embolden, to just even stick around and embolden his own men. Not even to raise the banner at this point, but to give his own men morale.
The beacons of Gondor.
I'm trying to watch my language. Lan is literally a celebrity. It's like having,
he's a gleeman for warriors.
Exactly. It's like people see him and they're instantly in awe. And later on, Agomar explains why you should be as well. Lan is upset that he can't, and he tells him, I cannot. I think Lan even looks at everybody, like Rand, Matt, and Perrin. He's like, I can't because of this. And he knows the weight of it. Moiraine and Agomar have a little bit of the talk, and Agomar questions what's going on here. And Moiraine kind of gives him a little bit. She doesn't divulge too much, but like, I'm taking these guys. We got to go to the Eye of the World. And Eye of the World? Oh, let me send an escort with you. I'll send you 100 lances. Like you were just mentioning, Echo, he goes from wanting them to stay to now he's got 100 people to spare to help them. And then Moiraine explains they must go alone to see the Green Man, and that Rand to see the Green Man. And Rand notices that Agomar isn't even paying attention to Rand, Matt, or Perrin. It's like they're afterthoughts. Agomar is looking at them like they're just soldier boys. And that Egwene and Nynaeve and Moiraine are the ones that have to do the work, which is logical. Yep.
Sorry.
So, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Does this dude have a sister? Agomon, whatever, the fucking king.
Lord Agomar?
Are you trying to get laid?
No,
Yeah,
no. Because
Lou, stop thinking about the show. Yeah. Don't worry. If you need something, it will happen in a book. Don't worry about it. Okay, because you might accidentally ruin stuff. So shush and just wait.
I just wanted to know.
Hey. Well, you'll find out, won't you, dickhead?
I want to know now.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, because if he does, it's not a main
Chris
character that gets. Yeah,
Chris
right. There you go. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, leave
That's
it.
why,
Leave
dude. Chris, you like. I'm glad you know the lore so well. Because I got.
Okay, so there's things that must have been changed.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a show.
Look,
Moiraine
I
explains
can't help
that
it.
she's
Macho
been there.
Man did his thing.
Moiraine explains that they need to find the Green Man, and that she's found him before, and that need is the key. And she kind of sort of glances over to Loyal, because she knows she has people who have need to find this now. Him being one, Rand being another one. Here we go again, all Ta'veren. So she's explaining that they're Ta'veren to Lord Agomar, who sort of buys it, but doesn't buy it. Peace. This is crazy. He uses peace like a swear word. It's great. Yeah, exactly. So, well, he can at least feed them. They sit down for a nice dinner. Lord Agomar is a fantastic host. He's very welcoming to the boys, and the girls as well. I should have wrote Emmons 5. That's our people right there. Matt, Rand, and Perrin. Egwene and Nynaeve are the Emmons Field 5. Bloody sister. So after dinner, it's pack a pipe and have a talk. The gents sit down. Loyal and Lan and Agomar are all kind of chilling and smoking. And Loyal mentions that he sees the destruction around and what's going on. Like, there used to be a lot of fine stonework. Faldara had a lot of Ogier stonework that was done there as well. That's just gone now. And a deeper talk comes about how it was destroyed, and we just built over it because we couldn't even match. It would have been an insult to even try to compete or repair what beauty we lost. So it was just leveled and rebuilt for functionality. And Lan drops a little haiku about a flower petal floating across the water and the kingfisher that disturbs it by jumping up and feeding. And Lord Agomar is like, yep.
What would have been great at that point is if Matt in the TV show, Lou, if Matt like leaned across and went, gay! Because in the book they do go, oh, he knows poetry or something like that, right? There's like a little reference. Yes. Like, oh, God, he's deep. He fights and he knows poetry. Whoa. But yeah.
Well, that's my next remark. Go
Matt
ahead.
wasn't here.
No, well, they kicked him out by then, right? Or did they leave him in Tar Valon or some shit?
He stayed in Tar Valon.
He doesn't go with him, yeah. But anyway.
Right. That's the remark that Rand makes. Wow. He literally calls Lan an onion. He's like, the more layers you peel back, the more there is to this guy. He's fucking amazing. So there's a little bit of, ball washer, fanboy right there. Like, wow, this guy's great. And truthfully, there's nothing else going on. There's no television, or it's all books and live music. So to see somebody who carries that with them is kind of neat, especially a fighting man, which is what he gets called a lot.
It shows how long they've been without Tom in the group. That they're like, oh my God, someone knows poetry. Oh, thank God. I've just been listening to Matt tell the same story for the last 6 weeks about chasing the badger. Fuck me.
It's like if you were a kid in the 80s, bro. You played outside, played in dirt. Not these kids today. All they do is play on their damn phones.
Nah, dude. Even in the 80s, you flipped your mixtape for the 27th time and sang along with Ace of Base because that's what was cool.
Yes, but you still went outside to play, ride your bike, all that fun shit.
That was my big favorite thing. I still ride a bike.
So good old days, right, Annie?
The good days, yes. Oh, look at that dismissive head shake. Thank you.
Yeah, he must be a 90s.
Today are the good old days. All right, you're gonna look back at I'm done.
It's always that way. That's what nostalgia is. It's always everything was better back in the day, just like this book. So as Rand is fantasizing about Lan and his many layers of fascination, it is brought to Lord Agomar's attention. Lord Agomar, you said to bring anything to your attention, whether it's big or little. Oh, yeah. Okay, what is it? A stranger has appeared. Well, stranger? Not that little. He got all the way to the gates without anybody knowing. Well, we saw it was just one dude. We weren't that worried about him. I mean, what were we supposed to do? He seems to be a madman. And it is now kind of led to us that some things have happened, and that there are dark friends in Shinar. Like Agomar reluctantly kind of says there was some shenanigans going on, and we found out that somebody was trying to let Trollocs in. So we need to be, head on a swivel for everyone.
What were they exactly trying to do? Because I remember listening to it, and they were trying to cut through the horse something. And I was like, that's terrible. And in my head being like, I don't know what that means. I don't know where the jeopardy is there. Like, what? Like, is it a door somewhere to the outside? I'm guessing. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I'm with you.
What it actually was. Do you know when we had a description really early on about Rand was breaking up his cart or something so he could take his dad down? That was a similar moment. I was kind of like, I guess that's bad. Something they were cutting through a horse thing. Terrible. Kill him. And they did. But yeah.
And I'm with you on that. And that was the same reference I would have brought up, is when he was trying to make that litter for Pops, and he flipped it over and busted off this wood thing and noticed that the sword wasn't sharp. It wasn't even about the cart, really. It was about noticing the blade. But again, here, like, I need to go check out. So where's Ashley Cummings? We need some stable hands to explain what the hell happened here, because I agree with you. I think it was something like that. It was probably one of the bigger, like a rear stall door that leads to directly outside, maybe that had a horse line.
100% sure.
Right, it was something like that. I have no clue because I
just didn't know what it was. Yeah, I've got no idea what that was. So I was like, that's terrible. I hope it gets well soon.
Dark Friends in Shinar, and Moraine makes the point to say to them, to say to Agomar that to not be disheartened by it, because Dark Friends have no blood, no border. They're everywhere and anywhere, and they could be anyone, and you don't know who. Moraine wants to see who it is. And so they bring him up, and it's a dirty, stinky pile of rags, and it turns out that it's Thane.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, and all the boys recognize who it is. The peddler. Like, they all know who it is.
I love the way it says in the book. I know it probably isn't meant to be this way, but they're like, oh, it's Thane, it's the peddler. And then Rand goes, it's the beggar. And it's like, no, it's Thane. Remember? Oh, yeah, Thane. Like,
right. No,
I know
he
was trying to be
too.
helpful, being like, oh, I recognize him from somewhere else. But it's kind of like, Rand, they've literally just said who it is, and you've gone, no, it's the beggar. It's like, yeah, who is Thane? It's oh shit, all right, sorry.
Right. No, and you're correct. It's done in that weird order. It should have been Rand mentioning it was the beggar, and then them saying, no, it's Thane, the peddler.
Yeah.
Right. Because especially as astute as Rand has been through some of this, noticing details here and there, he doesn't catch this one. Okay.
Bit of a blonde moment for him where he just shouts out the beggar, and everyone else is like, the what? The beggar? You've not even told us about that bit. He's like, oh yeah, sorry.
Anyone that didn't catch this or didn't realize it, you haven't been paying attention or you're stupid. There is no in between on that.
Yeah, Rand.
Yes, exactly, Rand.
I'm gonna go with stupid for Rand.
He's babbling.
He's a bit of a blockhead sometimes, isn't he, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah, that's why Young O Vibes is just like, I can't with this guy. He is a blockhead, a cinder blockhead. Thane mentions that he was made into a hound. And Rand notices that his disposition has changed. Like he's very much a different person now. It's not even the same guy who was showing up to the Two Rivers on winter night. Like that guy's gone as far as Rand is concerned. And Thane starts to tell his story a bit, and Agomar is not convinced what happened because at first Thane is being like this submissive, oh, I had to do this, and Matt is uncomfortable a bit because of the way that Thane is behaving, and so Moraine kind of eases Matt and approaches Thane, who kind of starts crying a little bit more. He's like, wants to be left alone. And I'm not sure if it was here or I think it was here. He pulls himself up and starts talking like a lord. My lord. Like he's like his disposition changes from being a meek, passive person to being a person of status, and that's what Lord Agomar wasn't buying. I had to dress like this to keep my head down and blah blah blah, and I'm doing what I have to do. 'Cause he's trying to explain it, and Agomar ain't having it. He knows this guy's fucking nuts, and Moraine wants to take him in for questioning with Lan. Wash him up. I need to talk to him alone, and that's where this chapter ends. We get into some interrogation a little bit with a guy who we don't know much about other than being this weird, creepy
Gollum.
Yeah, yes, for lack of a better, he's following them because he knows Frodo has the ring, and
he wants Precious back. It makes perfect
except
sense.
In this case, Precious is a person. So I find that interesting too. It is a little bit like Lord of the Rings in that way. What do you guys think of Faldara? That was our nice little chapter, nice little town. Anything stand out to you guys? Comments?
Nothing specific about the town. Like I guess the town seems more like a glorified war camp where everybody is like ready for battle but not currently prepared for it. So the entire town is always on edge, so nobody really is relaxing and having fun. Like the kids are quiet and stuff like that. So I think that kind of painted an interesting picture of the town. Glad we finally got a confirmation from the book itself that it's been Fane chasing them the entire time. I don't know. I feel like the chapter could have been a little bit longer with land details, but I understand, that comes a little bit more in the next chapter. But I guess that's it.
I found it interesting. because this didn't happen in the other version.
I know you're killing pineapple.
I always love this. I love this when Annie goes like in really in depth, kind of like really thoughtful kind of, and half the time Lou goes, "I hated it," or he goes, "It happened in the show," and I'm like, "Oh God."
I know it's weird, but I like that too. Like it really shows that.
Now Eve is a bitch. Yeah. I'll push her off a cliff.
Yes. Right. We can find a new wisdom that's not so annoying. But no, like I said, these little details play better. I mean, I get it why they probably didn't do it in the other way, but again, this shit's been fun. I'm happy we're at the Borderlands because it's like the funness is about to begin. We need some fun, but seeing that the next 6 chapters are barely fucking 30 minutes long, I don't know how much fun we're gonna have.
I can, without spoiling it, it's not a cliffhanger exactly. You know, there is resolution, so it's not like you're gonna read that last little bit and it's like, oh no, what happened? You know, you're gonna.
I would love it to be a cliffhanger though, because that would make me want to go into book 2.
There are things. But that's what I mean. It is, but it isn't. I don't know how to explain it the way I want to.
Okay.
But it does tidy up. But there's things that aren't going to get resolved in the overarching of things because of what we've been given here in the
read
first
it as
book.
1. You could read it as a 1 book if you wanted to. It might be a bit anticlimactic, but you could read it as a single book by its kind of. Right. So, Echo, what did you think? Oh, thanks for asking. Yes. I thought it was pretty damn good. I enjoyed the description of it really because it made you we've seen like some of the like glorious places. We've seen even Shadow Logo, if you know, which was really impressive. Whereas this is kind of like it shows us what these people are like, the Borderlands. Yeah, they're very practical. They're not about, even though they do have a few bits where they're kind of like, oh, the armor was embroidered with gold or what have you. But in general, it's very much what is solid, what is strong. That's what we need to survive here. So I thought that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. With regards to the Fane thing, I'm really, really glad that they've kind of cleared it up because it's so confusing, kind of being like, so Annie, we know that's him, right? And I don't want to kind of ruin stuff and it's like, from us reading it, I'm kind of like, I think it's obvious, but also it's very obvious because I know exactly who they're talking about.
That is something I'm. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You finish.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say that's something I'm very kind of like cautious of when I'm talking about certain things because I'm pretty good at spotting things in books, but I've got to also realize it's a lot easier when you know exactly what's happened before to spot the things in books that aren't maybe meant to be that obvious. So yeah, I really enjoy it, and I can't wait for the last chapter as well because it's very different. I think for what we get, it's quite a different chapter.
Yes, and one other thing that was cool here is the Aes Sedai is well respected and liked. Unlike everywhere else she goes, like, bitch, get out of here. We don't want your kind.
I thought she was overshadowed massively by Lan.
Well, she may be overshadowed, but
they're respectful to her for sure because they know the benefit of her. They're respectful to Loyal because they know like the benefit and the history of it. But the fact we've had a few times where they're like, "Oh, who's in charge?" Not like Moraine, or is it going to be Lan? Moraine or Lan? Here, they're kind of like, "Holy fucking god, it's the celebrity that is Lan," and they're like, "Oh, and there's an Aes Sedai with him. That's cool. That's good." So it's only really that's from ages ago. Stupid point. Fuck off, Nick.
Well, you kind of just brought it up. That made the same point. But yeah, that's. Yeah. I agree with you, but I understand Lou's point. Moraine doesn't have to use a alias, but Lan is by far a celebrity here. And we got a little bit of it. You're the Battle Lord Diadem of blah 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 blah. The Golden Crane. Like they want him there. Like, and when Algamar says you boost morale from my men, we already see it with him just walking. I'd rather say swaggering on through town Not that he's really doing it, but he is. He's got this and Annie, great catch on the quiet children, because yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you, but that was a great catch on that detail. And Lou, also a great catch of making a mention that people who are shunned elsewhere are being appreciated here. Annie, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just the last note about Thane is that I'm glad the book explains, after explaining to us and literally doing an on-the-job training of the ways. It's like, oh yeah, that's also why he had like super speed this entire time. It's how he was beating you and essentially right on your trail the entire time. He has fast travel. He unlocked that skill at level 1.
Yes, he was able to get around with the Trollocs, which we also find out. We get a lot here in this next chapter, chapter 47. More Tales of the Wheel.
So interesting. So interesting.
Probably the better of the 3 chapters, but we'll get there with opinions. I'm going to shake my fist at you. Nervous Rand pacing back and forth. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm shaking.
I found all 3 chapters to be fucking quite entertaining.
Yeah, well, we'll rank them here in a mo. Nervous Rand pacing up and down the table. He's counting his steps. It's 12 paces up and down the table. Then he's counting how many times he paced up and down the table. 12 times, 12 times. Like, fuck, man, what's going on with me? What does Fane know?
Can I interrupt before we get into this? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do this.
No.
But we kind of mentioned earlier about that weird kind of sensation you get when you're at a height or whatever. Do any of you do that, or did you used to do anything where, so for example, the best one I can remember is when I was in a car, when you'd go past, I wouldn't say traffic lights, but I don't mean it. I mean like the lights, to light up the road. I would tap my foot every time as you go past one. I'd like tap, 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 like kind of a weird little OCD thing. Some people will avoid the cracks in like pavements or walk, like not tread on a line. Do any of you have any of those weird things? I don't think I have it anymore. But I do catch myself every so often when I'm in the car as a passenger. If I'm bored, I'll kind of be like tapping my foot and I'm like, oh, not done that in a few years. But yeah.
I'll go first real quick and then we'll go around. No. I didn't want everybody to answer all at once, and I think everybody's respecting the round table order. Excellent. We're all trained. I do that. I catch myself counting while I walk. I do a lot of walking around the neighborhood. Not so much lately because no dog walking, but avoiding cracks or taking deliberate steps like in a certain way so I'm not stepping on cracks or trying to take I do weird stuff when I'm kind of bored like that, like your mind drifts, and so now you're counting street lamps. There's other weird things though. Here's the one that I don't know if you guys do over in the Old Jolly. We have a lot of train tracks here, and you're supposed to pick your feet up.
Trains?
If you're in a car,
trains? Never
if you
heard
go
of
over train tracks, you pick your feet up. And you have to touch a button or something like that for good luck. There's a lot of weird shit, or punch buggy where you punch somebody in the arm because I had like. Okay, but walking is
one.
Yellow car. That's a yellow car. If you see a yellow car, you got to hit someone. I have a really me and my wife used to do this for the first few years we were together, and then we kind of got bored of it. But anytime you would see a caravan, you would hit the person and go pikey. You'd shout pikey at the other person. The only one we do now is if we see like flashing lights. So you get hit once for the flashing lights, and once if you hear like the siren. So it's always dangerous when she's driving, obviously. But yeah. Domestic abuse by Echo Pineapple. It's a fun game.
Yes, child abuse in my case because we were all children. But yes, I do the weird walking from time to time.
Thank you for clarifying that bit. I thought you're saying you had a child wife then for a moment. Oof,
no. We were all kids. Annie.
While walking, I guess occasionally if I'm not thinking or doing other things, I won't necessarily count it, but I will try to have the same amount of steps in between the sidewalk squares, which gets more difficult depending on the shitty paving of the city, if they have like the longer or shorter ones. So sometimes you have to take like a wider or shorter step, but that's like the only game or thing I do while walking. Most of the time I just walk, but if nothing else is going on, then I'll just be like, I don't know, I'll try to take 2 steps on each of these sidewalk things. I don't know, to keep myself entertained while doing nothing. in the car, I would just like as a finger, just like play Running Man and like jump on objects like it was a 2D side scroller on the windows. That was about that would be the most entertaining thing I could do.
I would sometimes have my foot. Yeah, I'd tap my foot at the light post and then raise it until the next one and then tap. So that's kind of somewhat similar, I guess. Yeah. Lou, are you too cool to admit the weird shit that you do when you're a kid / bored whilst driving?
The only thing I remember as a kid was the punch buggy one, and we used to take our bikes and pretend we were Transformers.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, slightly different, but fair enough. Yep. Thanks for sharing with the group.
No, I really enjoy it. And it makes, and between Annie and Pineapple, I feel less of a mental case in my life now today. Thank you very much. Because you guys both mentioned things that I absolutely have done. Counting steps in a weird way, or doing, and just like Rand, just passing the time in a strange way. And Rand is very worried. Yes, he's very worried and very weird. He wants to know what Thane knows. And as Rand's pacing around, he sees Perrin eating, but staring off into the distance, kind of introverted in thought, which he has been since, meeting Elias. I mean, he was before, but now it's been extra. Oh, and real quick, I forgot to mention it. Rand notices while Perrin is in the ways that his eyes are gathering light, and he's like a wolf's eyes. Like he makes the connection a little bit. So I'm throwing that back out there just to remind everybody. Sorry, apologies.
Well done, Shepard, for working that
out. Matt's thinking, sitting in his chair. Loyal's inspecting the stonework very closely for some strange reason. It's kind of funny. And Agomar is chatting up Nynaeve and Egwene very professionally and making them laugh and keeping them in easy spirits by telling lighthearted stories. And Matt falls out of his chair and disturbs everybody because Matt's just a goofball, and that's what he does. Lord Agomar gives him a disdainful look. Yeah, as far as I can tell, Agomar has no respect for either one of these boys at all. He is well more happy to talk to Egwene and Nynaeve, and I don't think it's just because they're women.
I get that vibe too. They're just like, ugh, these boys. I cannot wait till they are out of my place.
Yes, he wants them gone.
Match for you.
And so Egwene asks Agomar about Daishan. You keep calling land Daishan. What does that mean? And so here we go. We get that. There's a huge story, which I'm going to completely screw up. Thank God Chris is here in the chat to help me out. And Eckel may not be here for a moment. He's going to pick up food. Oh, there he is. He's still here. We get a huge land.
I'm going to disappear in a bit. So yeah, bear with.
Yes, it's dinner time over there, dude. You need to eat. We got to keep them proteins. So Agomar starts to explain Malkir and what had happened there. And explains this story between Cowan and Lane. One of them was king. I'm going to totally screw this up. And one was an heir to a king. Like there was something going on with like the heir to the throne, and Lane ran off to go do some adventuring to kind of like prove why he should be on the throne. And there was already the king there who was like, there was something going on between them. And this is where I lost the lore. And I listened to it twice. It was the king and his brother. Yes. And they both wanted the throne and they were competing for it.
I think like two people voted him. Like it was a real close vote. So it's like out of like, I don't know, 12 people voted and, 7 voted for the one who ended up being king and 5 voted for the brother. So it's kind of like, real close, therefore, flip of a coin, really, he would have been king. I think is the gist of it. But then the one brother gets sent out, like he's out doing things and is fighting against the shadow. Yes, and that there was split loyalty. We got a good story, and that's why I'm screwing it up so bad, because it's a good political story, and it's a dip into the intrigue of how the royalty in certain areas work. But I will, if you need the story, if you're upset for me screwing it up, this is your
chance to go listen to the book yourself, get to this point, and hear it correctly.
No, just listen to chapter 47. Skip the rest of the entire book, only 47.
I can let them know briefly. Okay, so the king, obviously brilliant, really famous, really good at stand-up. The brother, he was on Saturday Night Live, so he did pretty good for a bit. He had a pilot for his show, and then he fucked it all up and did it on YouTube. So that's essentially the gist of it. Okay, so there you go.
Right. So,
all right, Kevin Brennan story.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh, it did sound familiar. Okay,
you didn't have to mention.
It turns out that Cowan was a dark friend. He was the one who was elected king, and something I can't remember exactly what happens, but the
king wasn't a dark friend. It was the
I thought it was the brother.
It was the brother. Turns out he was.
No. I think it was like assistant to the brother, who was essentially the prince, and there was a dark friend who was kind of like, right, we got to do this to kind of fuck with shit. I'm pretty sure. Chris, let us know.
Yes, that's it.
If not, just carry on. No, yeah, something.
No, it's pretty close to that. There was betrayal by somebody who was very close. Turned out to be a dark friend, and
I thought it was the brother that was the dark friend.
Right. No, that's what I mean.
The brother go into the blight and die. Like, oh yeah, go on.
Well, see, that's why I'm so confused by this. Like, I can't keep everybody. A close counselor was whispering poison into the brother's ear.
Yeah, it's Grimhook. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Right. Okay. Yes, very much. Thank you. It's just
Chris, you're right. Me and you are right, Chris.
I agree. That sounds correct to me.
God damn.
But long story short, he has to come back. He kills him because he's a dark friend and has to.
I'm still listening, but I can't talk for a bit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is when the pineapple will come back and say, "You're stupid, Lou."
No, I'm not going to do that. But Lan is just an infant at
You're
this time.
stupid, Lou.
And because the whole regime is falling apart, Lan is the next in line to be king, and he is literally just a baby. They give him the sword. They do they do rites for him. So he is, and then they take him out of Malkir. They send him off because he can't do it. He's a baby. They send him away. He's a king baby. And so the last of the people who were there in Malkir,
is that the new Pixar movie?
King Baby Driver. Lord Algamar is both proud of the last stand that the last of the Malkir make, and sad because this nation is now dying and is lost to the blight. Those who survived have, dispersed amongst the rest of the borderlands. Lan is just a soldier from birth. He is a warder. He's like the top tier warder. He is literally like SEAL Team 6, best of the best. This guy is untouchable. And Lord Algamar is very, he's not even really exaggerating, in my opinion, because of this guy's been a soldier from birth. So, he's trained.
Here's the
child soldier
interesting part of this whole sequence. That the soldiers that left with him, the few that did survive, still honored the previous king's wish and make him a king and all this other stuff. Because damn well most soldiers would have been corrupt, either tried to kill him or never told him his birthright. So it's interesting how Robert Jordan didn't change it in any way. Because we've seen the tales that, switch that birth and all this other shit. So I like that.
Yes, and it was very much like that. Yes, they send like the best of the best that they have left to protect little baby Lan. Matt was gonna say something here, but then Rand gives him a side look, and then Matt shuts his mouth because Matt was gonna be snarky, be like, but he didn't. I can't wait. Moraine comes back. She's washing her hands like in a basin there because she returns from talking with Fane, and she explains how vile he has become.
She feels disgusted.
Yes.
Talking to that filth Gollum.
Yeah, soiled to the soul, she explained him to be. Like, he's no longer even really a man. He's worse than a dark friend. Fane was brought to Emmons Field by the Trollocs. Like, Moiraine is now giving us a bit of a lore dump of what had happened and how it happened. So, like, if you were worried about logistics and how things were just happening and how they got there, we got a bit of, like, you could have figured it out by the fast travel ways. But it's being, like, spelled out right here. A little bit of a, part of the chapter, but it's kind of good because it's like, okay, at least Robert Jordan's putting thought into his world. You know what I mean? Rand realizes that it was Fane. Like, he like, oh shit, man, it really was. Geez, why didn't I put this together? Like earlier on when he said it was the beggar, he just now put it together, like halfway through this chapter, and got, like, oh man, this is all what's going on around me. And Egwene asks why to Moiraine, like, why is he doing this? And they all kind of want to know, why is he doing this? So Moiraine begins to explain. 3 years he's been hunting for you boys. 3 years, like, wow.
3 years, what? Now, what's interesting is that
Dark Friend for 40.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope,
nope, that's exactly what
I missed all that. Could you repeat it? Because I missed it.
Hunting the boys for 3 years, but was a dark friend for 40.
Yes, thank you. Okay, that's correct. And that's why Moraine's not even worried about trying to heal him so much. Like, he's way too far gone. Because even after being summoned by the Fade, is what really kind of changes him. He was summoned to Shayol Ghul by a Fade to go see Beelzemon. And it was mentioned to us that it's a great honor to be summoned by a Fade. Like, that's, if that shows up to you to escort you anywhere, you might be being promised good things. But we're only told that something was done to him up in Shayol Ghul. Like, he was distilled down, made into a hound. But whatever happened to Fane while up there, it made Fane hate Beelzemon for it, because there was some torturing that was going on with it. It just, like, it wrecked this guy, no doubt. And even though he didn't,
to exactly Gollum.
That's what I mean. Like, it's, and the compulsion there. Like, even though he doesn't want to do it, he's still compelled to look for the boys. And and 2 years ago or a year ago, they recall that weird time that Fane stayed an extra week after Winter Night, like, and complaining about having to pony up the money for staying in the inn because he's a cheap fuck.
Then one of them mentioned they thought he was staying for a girl, but they're like, none of the girls in our town would have wanted him.
Would even want to go out with him, exactly. And then he was again summoned back. This is where he was distilled down. Like, everything that was done to him the first time was redoubled and pushed back into his mental state and his soul, I suppose.
Dude, it's funny how the Fade don't even respect them. Like,
or the Dark One who summoned them. It's just straight up, I'm gonna mold you into a thing I need you to do. You're gonna serve a purpose for me, and that's it. And now Fane knew it was one of the three boys. And the second time that he was, maybe even the third time, I can't remember, but he was binded to the Dark One through his dreams, which is even a tighter bind. So he is exactly stuck to the Dark One. There's no way he's going to get his soul back, even if he dies. He sold his soul for nothing, apparently. A bundle of rings and two weird accents.
Because the Dark One promised him, like, royalty in a sense. That he would be,
he would be. It would be Dark Lord and then him, right? Like he would be just underneath him. You would be right below my feet, blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing. I may have skipped a little bit.
I don't think you're skipping. It's all in the same area.
Yeah. Well, because like I didn't write the word torture down, but Fane was tortured. Like he explains how he was being pushed to follow these boys. After he was binded through the dreams, and this is where they were talking about the Waygate, because Fane followed through the ways, and it reminds Moraine to tell Lord Algamar, "Hey, dude, go wall that up, because it's still wide open."
Yeah, and he doesn't know, but like the Dark One imprinted the saying of him how to get in and out of the Waygate. And he's like, I didn't even know I had that in me.
Yes, he was doing things that. Oh, that's right. Yes, that's coming up right here shortly. Fane followed through the ways after Moraine, because that's how Fane got to where he was. He followed us through the ways to here. He's tracking us. Moraine explains that Fane's travel was basically torture, that he was being pushed by Trollocs, carried by them. They would speak to him to intimidate him. And at one point, Fane was being carried in a cook pot by the Fates to remind him that he needs to be doing what he's doing or he's going to be killed and eaten for sure.
Taking bets on who's going to eat him first.
It's almost comical how bad he's treated.
Yes,
again, it to me, listening to this, it's the 1-to-1 parallel of Gollum and Fane. Like, yeah, he didn't have a ring to corrupt them, but man, the torture that he's enduring is 1-to-1. Because when they took him to Mordor to torture him, boy, they were pulling him piece to piece.
Yes, and it's not even tied to the ring. It's like the ring isn't corrupting him. It's the corruption's just being put right into his mind and into his dreams and through his dreams as well. So it's like a super, not just consciously was he being binded, he was being binded through his subconscious as well, in my opinion. And that's why he was able to use the ways, because he nobody knows how to use them. Nobody knew the Abin Disorderly would open that up, but he did. And like you guys mentioned, he remarks on it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it.
It sounds like he's sort of being possessed in a lot of instances where Fane comes like to the surface, but generally speaking, this like dark version of him kind of has possession of him.
Mm-hmm. And
alter ego,
Gollum, and I think
Smeagol.
Yes. And it totally makes Rand uncomfortable. And it is told to us that Fane, when he was using the Waygate, had to murder the innkeeper. But not because he saw how to use the Waygate, but because Fane was jealous of his freedom. Like, that guy can go away. He could just walk away. I can't. I want to walk away, but my feet carry me towards you. You know, and that upset him. So he murdered a guy for it, which was pretty crazy. Because now there's a dead guy in the bottom of an inn, and who knows if that guy's ever going to get found. You know? I mean, at some point,
maybe it starts to stink.
Yep, exactly. The smell, right?
Is this where he also mentioned that he put the dragon mark on their doors?
Yes, like he was also causing trouble, not just in the Two Rivers, but in Caemlyn as well. I personally I didn't notice that because I thought it was the White Cloaks. Who else would be doing it? And it's revealed that the Black Wind spoke to Fane, like he could understand and speak to it, and it left him alone. Like he was like instead of destroying him and wrecking his brain, he had a conversation with it and went about his business.
It was half scared of him as well. It said they were kind of interested, kind of scared. Like it was like, I don't really want to mess with this guy. So that's interesting as well, because based on what we know, I don't think he should have that kind of reputation or fear / respect from that. So that's good to know.
Is that like a rub off of hanging out with Murdral so much? He has like their fear aura.
I don't. Yeah, interesting.
I think the fear aura comes from the Dark Lord himself, because he's constantly talking with the Dark Lord through dreams. So the Dark Lord is probably in him subconsciously. That's how he knows how to get through the way gates and all this other shit.
Yes. He's got knowledge from somewhere, and it has to be from the Dark Lord because it ain't coming from the Fades. Moraine questioned him about the Eye of the World, and that's where Fane was. And here's the thing, like, while Moraine is questioning him, she mentions a couple times that he's being honest and giving correct answers, like honest answers, but is still not divulging everything. He's being guarded about certain things. Like, he can't answer about certain things because when Moraine asks about the Eye of the World, he dodges it. She knows he knows something, but he doesn't spill. And Algamar again wants Moraine to stay for a night or two, but she presses Algamar and says, "Look, we got business, and it's pretty dangerous right now. I don't know how imperative it is, but I can't. There's no time to chill. No chill." Because the Dark One is gaining strength. If he can come into Fane's dreams as a Dark Friend a year ago, but now can touch other people's dreams a year later who aren't Dark Friends, he's gaining strength, and it's an issue. We need to start addressing this now. And judging by the rest of the fortified town, they're ready for it too. Like it's like just a feeling in the air kind of thing. Like it's coming. Like we know the end of the world is on its way. Agomar, I would love to chill and hang out and help you here, but the real battle is at the Eye of the World. All right, well, at least leave these fucking retards here, and I'll give you some real soldiers. You can put these. I'll put these boys out in the training yard. They can learn how to handle that sword. They can learn how to handle that axe. They're not going to help you with shit. Again, take a shot to Viren. I'm not sure if Moraine or Loyal says it, but they bring it up to Agomar again. They're to Viren. I need these guys here because even though they're not soldiers yet, they still have a pool that can change the outcome of what might happen at the Eye of the World. Yeah, leave the boys here, please. And Agomar still worries and takes her word for it, and Moraine reinforces it, like, listen, Menethrin, the old blood is strong in these boys. Sometimes a river goes downstream, it branches out into many other rivers, but then sometimes those rivers come back together, and the old blood sings with these people. And Rand notices that she says it about Perrin and Matt in a way, or all three of them in a way
most
where
of these
not,
boys.
That's it. Thank you. That it kind of excludes Rand, and Rand looks over to Nynaeve a little bit, who shakes her head in a passive way, like she hadn't said anything to Moraine. But Moraine knows, like she knows, and of course she does because she's worldly. She knows what an Aielman looks like. She knows what she's been looking for, according to her whole life. And yeah, she, this is her purpose, which I find strange because Rand he's not getting it. Like, another person, I'm your purpose. What is this? It's very confusing. And Agomar relents. He's like, fine, Aes Sedai, I'm going to trust you 100%. If you must go in at it alone, I'll do my best to keep you prepared. And Moraine says, okay, great, but now it's bedtime. And that's where this chapter ends. We get a nice little nap before we get to start back up tomorrow morning, heading out into probably one of the worst places in the land to go, the Blight. So that closes out our third and final chapter of the day. What did you guys think of Land's lore? Agomar, cool dude, not cool dude. Fane being a super dark friend that has been screwed up a lot, apparently affected by Mosh and Chin a little bit. Yeah, let's go. Annie, Lou, and then Echo.
I think Agomar's fine. You can tell he clearly cares about, like, duty in the mission and all that, and that's why he's trying to recruit them and be like, hey, can you stop your mission and come help us? So I respect the man in that. It doesn't seem like he has currently too much to his character other than just being a guy to tell us about Lan. But I do like all the intel we got on him. We kind of now know who he is. We don't really know his full story. We know his like backstory, which is good because now we at least have a vision of him. I'm excited for them to get out into the Blight and see that because we've heard a lot about it. So things are moving along nicely. I like all the information we've got this chapter.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm liking the parallels because you know what? Lan reminds me of Aragon a little bit. You got Moraine with the whole talking to Fane. Kind of reminds me of Gandalf talking to King Theoden when he was possessed by the other wizard. I can't remember his name at the moment. But like Sauron, yeah. Like these parallels, you could see that he was really referencing a lot of it, but putting it his own spin on it. And it just plays off well here. And I'm liking it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the Blight. And when the book ends, we can start book 2. Pineapple, what are your thoughts?
I think duty's heavier than a mountain and death lighter than a feather. Very much encompassing our friend Lan, and I'm always going to get his name wrong. Agamar. I can't remember his name. I can't say it and I can't remember it. But very much, I kind of gave him a bit of a hard time earlier, but it's more in regards to this is something where it's more important. He realizes, hey, this is more important than my city, like my own people. I've got to think of the bigger picture, which I guess we're trying to take into account with everything, because that's what Lan's doing as well, right? Essentially, is he's kind of like, sure, the Borderlands is really important to me personally, but Moraine is someone who I'm sworn to, and she's trying to save the entire world. So I've got to prioritize that, just like Agamar, I'm going to say his name wrong again, prioritizes them. I really enjoyed the interview, the dissection of our friend Padam Fane. To be honest, I think that was what caught my attention the most. I want to ask Annie, with his kind of schizo back and forth act, is there anything from that you take beyond he's just lost his, it's understandable that he's lost his mind, right? He's in frolic pots and he's been made a hound.
Like I said, I think it's some form of initially welcome, but not necessarily anymore possession. There's something in him, even if it's just a dark version of himself. There is something in there that is like that personality drift in him that keeps him going and keeps him focused on it. That is him not being tired of doing the stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Cool. Very, very good.
Yep.
Yeah. I like I say, I loved this specific chapter just because it's getting ready to kick us off, and it gave us a little bit of a dirty info on everyone as well, which was nice. So yeah, can't complain. We get really lucky with some of these chapters, the way it kind of rolls into the freeze, to like wrap up a little bit of a story. So yeah, can't wait for next week. I might disappear at some point because my food still hasn't turned up and it's due any minute. So if I just not on screen, don't wait for me.
Oh yeah, fair enough. We're at 2 hours. We wrapped it up. There was a couple of things these 3 chapters that I caught a little bit more about Fane. I need to go back and listen to the story that Agamar tells that Chris helped us out with. When I read Arthurian legend and stuff, the same thing happens. I just get tied up in details and what's going on, and then I have to read it 2 or 3 times. It was a little bit of a struggle in school for that. That's why I like doing it, though. I need the challenge. Even if reading is a challenge for me, I'm going to do it. It is a very weird interpretation of the Bible, Mr. Monkhouse.
Have you ever watched King Arthur with Clive Owens as Arthur? And I believe Keira Knightley as Guinevere?
Oh, I know what when you're talking about. Maybe not, though. And it's been a long time since I dipped into, Knights of the Round Table, Theory and Legend. My favorite one, of course, is, Monty Python. but that doesn't cover anything in truth. But if I did know Arthurian legend more, I would be able to point out 10 other things. Like Cowan, that name comes from a Arthurian story. That story is about Cowan, who is the nephew of a king. Literally, a green knight shows up and says, he comes with this super sweet axe, right? This green knight comes in and says, whatever you do to me, I'll do to you in a year and a day. And Cowan volunteers to fight the green man, and he beheads him. And as he beheads the green man picks his own head back up and says, okay, here's my axe, you win, and puts his head back on and leaves. And then when Cowan's out doing some night stuff to go pay this penance back in a year and a day, he's like, okay, now I'm going to go get beheaded and all this. He comes across a smaller lord and his wife, and while Cowan is staying there, the wife tries to seduce Cowan behind the lord's back, and Cowan doesn't buy it. And on the third night, the woman gives him a sash to protect him from the beheading from the Green Knight. And as the Green Knight goes to behead Cowan, the sash saves him, and it turns out that he was being deceptive. Cowan was to the guy. And now all the knights of the Round Table wear a green and gold sash to remind themselves to not lie. Like it's a weird story like that. I'm missing details, but it's because it's 2 hours. But again, it's like he just pulls names and things out and then makes it his own. It's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad the chat is enjoying it, other than Quadfather, asshole. So let's do plugs. Let's get out of here. Let Echo go eat his lunch and, supper, I suppose, right? And we'll call it an afternoon. Annie, you first?
If anyone wants to, go subscribe to @What'sThisGame on YouTube. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing an episode with Spurgsnake covering Undertale.
Yes.
You can catch me here next Tuesday, 1 o'clock, Spurgsnake's channel.
Yay! Like and subscribe.
Exactly.
That's right.
Or you can catch him at LudaMonster2 on YouTube and Twitter. Right. You can find me at Echo Pineapple on YouTube. Put a 3 instead of last E, or Echo Pineapple without the stupid last letter on X because no one had it there.
Right. All YouTube links in the description for our panel, including American Cupcake, who has abandoned us. It's busy season for a delivery man like him. He's smuggling goods across the country. Lovely man. All right, well, I'm going to hit the end stream. Love you guys. Thank you guys for stopping in. Leave a like and share it if you can. Trying to get to that 500 marker. Happy Tuesday. See you guys in a few, right? 1, 2, yay.
We wear the footsteps of our fathers, the trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood, Lord, long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Oh my, oh sing of Manetheret. Oh, we for the blood of Aiel. Oh, cry for Manetheret. Long ago, Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Oh my. Oh, sing of Manetheret. Oh, weep for the blood of Aiel. Oh, cry for Manetheret. Long ago, you.